Hi, it's a terrific morning in Coto de Caza. I'm on the 13th fairway of our South Golf Course, and up here we have a beautiful array of yellow flowers. Wow. Now, this is not a weed. This is one of the most textbook plants of our California chaparral. It's native only to California, and you find it from Monterey down to Baja. Now, this is our Coastal Goldenbush, Isocoma, menziesii. Now, people also call it a coast goldenbush or simply a goldenbush. And it goes all the way from here down the bend towards the green. This plant, it grows from 3 to 7 feet. They could stand individually, like in a rock crevice, or in large clusters like we have here. Now, if you take a look at the base of the plant here, now a new shoot, a new plant will simply be a small herbaceous-like plant, very soft, but as it grows up, it spreads out and gets a lot more woody. So if you take a look at one of these older plants, see how woody they get? Now, when they get real several years old, you'll find they get really woody, like this one here. They spread out a lot, and they kind of establish their territory. So the leaves of this plant, they're oval, sometimes a little longer at the base, and they form fascicles or clusters like you have here. Here's a cluster called a fascicle, and they work themselves up the stem, and they tend to get smaller the farther you go up the stem. Now, these are perfectly adapted for drought-tolerant conditions, and also for maximizing solar absorption. And they work all the way up to the flower head. Here we go. So the magic of this plant is really in the flowers. Now, these bloom from September through November. You see how wonderfully bright they are. Now, after all the other flowers in our community kind of die off, these guys start to bloom. And that way they get the full attention of the bees and the other pollinators. It's also great for little predatory spiders and also other insects. Now, this plant is a member of the Menziesii family, so it's related to daisies, sunflowers, even our horrible artichoke thistle. Now, at the top here, this is not one flower, it's a cluster of clusters of flowers. And so here we have a giant cluster, but then if you look at, say, an example here, this is another cluster, but each flower inside is not an individual flower. If you take a look closer here, this is really a miniature cluster of many, many flowers within it. And each little flower has a giant stamen to help pollinate it. And maybe we'll see some stamens here if we get real close. So these guys are in pretty much full bloom. You've got more flowers that are starting to bloom here. And on this side, these are going to start to come up. So you see, by just timing, these things will bloom all the way up through Thanksgiving. Wonderful. Now, eventually, the flowers, they'll die back, and they'll make these little white, floaty clusters of seeds. And as the wind blows, the seeds will disperse and spread to another place to establish a new plant. We got another bee right here. Wow, cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed our Coastal Goldenbush, Isocoma menziesii, and please have a great day. Thanks. Bye.